I can't be the only person who's done something like this before, but I gotta give you some backstory for it to all make sense. I've been a gamer since I was 6 years old. My parents got me a Game Boy and Pokemon Blue for my 6th birthday. I chose Squirtle, obviously. And my life changed forever. Pokemon, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy Tactics, Phantasy Star, Sonic, League of Legends, Borderlands, and Overwatch became pillars of my love for video games over the years. Not to mention that I played all these games with friends, sharing a good laugh over moments held in these games. Throughout my time gaming, I always wanted to enjoy the game as much as possible. And I did enjoy them a lot by playing them, but when I wasn't gaming or sitting at work, I was researching, looking up guides and secrets, and doing anything I could to learn more about these games that I love. And many of these games became boring or depressing after flooding my brain with data because there was nothing else to learn or experience. I had seen it all through my research. Does this feel familiar to you at all? Recently, I decided to open up my backlog of games and finish some of them. I had left way too many games right in the middle of the action to pick up another game instead. One of those games was Monster Hunter World. I had played around 100 hours a few years ago with the Sword and Shield, and I was hard stuck trying to beat Nergigante with no success. I fired up my save to give it another shot, and I realized I had no idea what I was doing, but I was really immersed in the environments that were created in the game. So instead, I started a fresh new character. I picked up a new weapon to me and started a blind playthrough of the game. I decided not to read guides, find spoilers, or watch speedrunners beat up monsters I hadn't seen before. I didn't go digging for tips and tricks, bugs or glitches, or rankings of weapons and builds to min-max my run. I wanted to experience the game for what was happening in the moment. This led to blind encounters with monsters I had never seen before, new zones in the game, and a whole slew of new weapons and armors. I learned combos with my trusty dual blades, and I adapted how each new monster attacked. And this decision to do a blind run-through of the game has been the most fun gaming I've had since I was a kid. As a kid, I didn't have guides and walkthroughs. YouTube didn't exist until I was 15 years old, and I was on dial-up internet until I turned 19 anyways. When I was a kid, I just played games because they were fun, and I learned what I liked by trying things, failing and trying again, and it made those days of Pokemon, Fire Emblem, and Melee awesome. It was just how games were when I was young, and I didn't know any better until I got older and watched other more talented people play the same games. It's awesome to see what all can be done in a game for sure, but there's something special about finishing a game that you figured out all on your own. Oh, I did it! Oh my gosh. So, like I said at the very beginning, I can't be the only one who's done something like this before. I can't be the only one who's made a conscious decision to avoid the spoilers, stay away from guides, tips, and walkthroughs, or speedruns to experience a game all on my own. And don't miss my point, I'm not here to bash guides and min-maxing and whatnot. Heck, I have a few of these videos on my channel. There's a lot of amazing content out there that does all these things, and it's a joy to watch, especially if I'm not interested in purchasing a game or going through a game blind. I specifically do this with Minecraft. I watch a ton of Hermitcraft. BDubs is my hero, and I'd love to be just as good as all the hermits in Minecraft, but I just don't have the time or the drive to do that huge of a project. So I watch others do it, and it's great. What I am sharing is a way to experience games in a different way. I am sharing how I want to keep playing and enjoying games and meet others who enjoy games in a similar way. I am sharing a new or refreshing perspective on how to enjoy a game. And this perspective is good to know before you're too deep into a game and you can't experience it blind anymore. The first time you experience something in a game is a special moment that you only ever experience one time. I'm sure you have a game you wish you could play for the first time all over again. The Borderlands games are games I wish I could go back in time and experience the humor and being a badass fighting monsters all over again. Man, I wish I could go back in time and experience all these games I listed over again for the first time. So here's my request. If you haven't played a game in this way before, try Monster Hunter out with a fresh character and a new weapon to you. And let me know what you pick, because I'm curious to see how your journey goes. Or if you have played a game this way, would you be willing to share that game with me in the comments? Because I want to hear your story. I want to get suggestions for games I've got to do a blind run through of at some point. And overall, keep having fun playing games. Gaming is a great way to spend time. It's a great way to meet others and to experience stories in a whole new way. Thanks for watching.